Alrighty, we got some more scoop from 2022. Another 10K main event, this time PLO. We got Linus. This is going to be fun. Hopefully they got a big stack coming into this. We'll see where they're sitting. 18 bigs or a shorty. Oh no! Linus with an ace 10 that's suited. We'll just sit on out. And then get back in there. Mickey with 37 bigs. Apollo 101. Poker Loans is back. That's nice to see. With the big stack. Mad Samot. I've seen you before. Anjay's in here. Holy crap, this is stacked. Alrighty, Rue. Storoni. That's not their name. Story No Whiskey. I like Storoni better. That's just not your name. Storoni it is though. King 993 with a suit will go to a flop. Ace 6-5. 3 of a kind for Linus. Not much doing for the pair of nines. Backdoor nut flush draw. We'll see a check. 10 of spades. That's no heart for Story. Stro No Whiskey. Linus sizing up a bet here. 84,000 to go. Pair of nines quickly fold. Blind on blind. Linus with a pair of eights. Queen jack to go with that. With a suit, we'll limp it in. Poker Loans with the pair of sevens, and the queen is suited too. 7 on the flop. Linus checking it over. Poker Loans with the set, we'll bet and take it. Dooku. Mad Samot still has that $150,000 glitch in front of him. Jack 10 9 8 for Apollo in the big blind. We'll go along to a flop. Queen 7 3. Not quite what Apollo was looking for. Gut shot to the 5 for Stro. Picking up a pair of deuces. Still in the lead. No straight draw for Apollo. Can't do nothing there. Has to find the fold. So we got 250k for first. 50k for the next player to bust. Interesting stuff. 10k buy-in. Interesting. So the pay jumps aren't huge. We'll see how much they come into play. Pair of kings for Mickey. We'll just find a fold facing a limp and then the 3-bet. Kings for Mad Samot, flopping the flush draw. Ace is still in the lead here, but sees a very weird board. 8-7 with a straight. Gonna be hard to fold to kings here. 10 of hearts on the turn. 8-7 was already a straight. Stro with the flush draw to go along with the aces. Aces hold up. Surely we just check it down. Pretty nice pot for Stro to take one off of Mad Samot. They're down to 38 bigs. Poker Loans. Ace Queen 2-4. Hitting the muck. Got a limp in from Mad Samot. Jack 10-10-8. Double suited. Flopping the nuts. Anjay just with the pair of kings has to find the fold. So suppose we aren't going to hear too much from Anjay. King, Queen, Jack 8 hits the muck. 10-10-9-9 for Mickey, still good. What do we got going on there? Stroy drawing to a 5. Sees a board he likes and will get the pair of 10s to fold. Nicely done there. Stroy with the big stack, putting aggression on Mickey. Queen, Queen 6-6 double suited. Interesting hand. Poker Loans kings are holding on up for the time being. Blocking the 6-7 straight for both players. Who knows what happens here? This is weird. 8 on the turn, giving Poker Loans 3 of a kind. Stroy was probably looking for a spade on the turn. A queen or 6 would have also been cool. right around half pot, maybe a little bit more. Poker Loans will just take it with a bet. Stroy with ace 5-4-3 gets right back in there. 3x from the button. Linus thinking about it with ace queen 9-6. We'll just let it go. Linus with aces. Apollo with ace king queen 6 in the big with the suited ace. Sees a limp. Alrighty, Rue wasn't expecting that. Poker Loans comes along with king queen 4-4. Ace is still in the lead. Any 10 or 4 will change that though. Oh, there's a 4. Poker Loans with bottom set. Leads on out, just about half pot. Sorry, not just about half pot, just about pot. Linus with no draw. Comes along with aces. 10 on the river, giving Poker Loans the nuts. King Queen goes for just a tiny bet. 60k. Linus will pay it off. Aces are no good. Was interesting just to see the limp in pre-flop. I'll see if that happens anymore in any other circumstances, any other situations. Just thinking Linus off the short stack. We could have always raised small. Could have raised 3x pre, as we see Apollo do. Maybe that's much more easy for Apollo to do, the big stacks, playing against the short stacks, as we see King 4-7-7 raise it up 3x again. Jack 10-2 comes along, double suited, but that's a bunch of spades. Not what we were looking for, and the 7s will take it with a bet on the flop. I guess that's what we're going to see. Big stacks, putting the pressure on the shorties, as we saw earlier with Stroy. King Queen 4 flop. Not too much going on for Stroy. King on the turn. Flush comes in for Apollo. They go for a little bet. Hard to call off with the 6-10 high. Stroy with a pair. What do we do versus Linus's small stack? Go 3x from the small. Linus with 9-8-4 deuce. Find the fold. There we go. Moving along with 10 big blinds. Folds around to Linus in the small with ace-6-5-7 with a suit. Tries to limp it on in again. Poker Loans says, no, not today, buddy. Linus says, I'm going to come along anyways and flop a flush. Top and bottom pair for Poker Loans. Not going to go anywhere. Bets full pot. Gonna need a king or 8. 9 and a 5 will not do. Linus will get a full double. Poker Loans with the king 6-6. Got a straight draw and top pair for Stroy. What the heck's gonna happen? 5 on the turn, giving Stroy the lead. King 6-6, checking it. The 6s block the straight draw. 6 of spades is a bad card to have. Would like to see a fold here. Nicely done there, Poker Loans. Nicely done. Gets rewarded ace, queen, jack with the suited ace. On the button. Raising it up. Mickey lets go of the ace 10-6-5 with a suit. So we got a few lessons that we're learning here today. Linus showing us off the short stack, maybe limping, giving himself a fair price with the aces, not bloating the pot versus a couple of big stacks on the button. Interesting. And then we see the bigger stacks, such as Stroy, going 3.5x under the gun. Aces for Mickey will put in the 3-bet. Poker Loans, who just flattened the call from under the gun with the queens, will let it go. Don't want to be doubling up Mickey there. Straight draw for Poker Loans. Stroy with a pair of 3s. Doesn't sound too fun. Backdoor flush draw for Stroy comes along. Backdoor straight draw as well. Any 8 or king would do. The pair of 3s is no good though. Ace on the river. That's 2 pair for both players. Might see a bet and a call. Who's gonna bet? Does he just check aces and 4s here? He does just check it down. Wondered if there was some value to be had there on the river. But we'll see that he's just not betting the 2 pair. Do. Queens for Mad Samot with a suited ace. We'll raise it up. Linus in the big. Ace Jack 8-7. Thinking it over. Lets it go. Moves along. Preserve the chips. This is the final table of folding pre. As King Queen 9-7 makes a defend from the big blind. Jack 5 deuce flop. Not much going on there for poker loans. Check back from the aces. Poker loans picks up a flush draw now. Will lead on out. What do we do with aces? With the 6, we're blocking 6-3, ace 3. Just a fold there on the turn. Interesting. Oh, this 4-card game is so silly. Kings for Anjay. It's with a suit. We'll face a 3-bet. Poker loans with aces with a suit. What do we do with kings? This silly 4-card game. Anjay comes along. Blocks the nut flush, but top set for poker loans. I bet we'll just take it on the flop. Do. Ace 10 9 8 for Stroy. Linus thinking things over with Ace King Jack 9. Would have Stroy dominated. He's gonna play call. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Ace 6-4 flop. Got a couple of backdoor flush draws going on. Top pairs. A 9 would be a chop pot. Ace King good for the time being. 8. That gives Stroy the lead. And it's a club. That's pretty dirty turn. Pretty dirty turn. Stroy playing it sneakily, checking over 2 pair. Linus drawing to a 9 for a chop or a jack or king for the win. We'll face a check raise on the turn. A lot of equity there for the ace 8 with the clubs. Nice fold by Linus after going for a thin little blocker value bet. Do. I suppose it's not a block bet as it's in position. Whatever. Words are difficult at times. As we go 5 ways to a flop here. Bottom set for Mad Samot. What else is going on? Straight draw for Stroy. No flush draws out there. That's interesting. Pair of jacks for Anjay. That doesn't look too good. And Apollo's queens also just quickly hit the muck. So 4-9 for Stroy. Ace of clubs. That's not it. 2 pair for Stroy. Making 3 pair on the river. Does he make a straight there? 7-5 is no straight. 3s hold on up for Mad Samot. Now he's up to 40 bigs. He'll take that. Mad Samot. Apollo raising up Ace Queen 9-4. Doesn't use the 3x sizing. A little bit smaller. Gets a call from Mickey. Backdoor flush draws for Mickey. A bunch of overcards, but they let it go. Facing the aggressive line from Apollo. Mad Samot. Let's go with the King Queen Jack 4. We move along. Anjay gets aces. There's a suit to go along with it. Anjay puts in the 3-bet. King 10 6 8 comes along with a pair of 8s. Ooh, the 2 pair outs are no good with the jack on the turn. I think Poker Loans at least had a straight draw to a 9. I think. Do. Line is sticking in ace king. Oh no, he's gonna need a jack of 5, some diamonds. Oh my lord, we aren't even chopping. Is ace king hold? Holy shit, ace king hold. That's no good. No pairs for nobody. Linus is busting on out. 7th place for Linus. Do. So there's a 20k pay jump for the next bust out. So we'll see between our 3 short stacks hanging in there at about 30 big blinds. We'll see how they go about things. We see a couple folds from the big blind. I don't know if they had defending hands or not. Maybe they're just hitting the muck. Anjay trying to limp in with the short stack. Flop in a pair. Stroy also with a pair of queens. Flush draw comes on the turn and completes on the river for Stroy. Paired board, things are a little bit weird. We'll see if the 8 high flush draw does go for half pot. Anjay could have turned his pair and the diamond blocker into a bluff, but said nope, not right now. King queen jack 8 with the suit for Apollo. Gets it through pre-flop. The jack 10 9 8 looks pretty. 10 5 5 3 double suited comes along to a flop. King 6 3 all hearts. Pretty stupid flop for Apollo, but they'll still stab and most likely get the job done. Anjay gets aces. 10 9 8 6 without a suit. Shroy says I'm out of here. Oh, it's a limp pot. Okay. Both players with the flush draw. 3 of a kind for Mickey. Gonna be tough to fold aces here. Ace on the turn, just locking up the board. Mickey with just 3 of a kind. Ace is a horrific turn for Mick. If you can find a fold, that'd be quite impressive. 3 on the river. No boat for Mickey. So that's only good news. I don't think we're paying off a bet. Anjay could have some sort of weird like jack 10 9 10 so with spades or some sort of weird bluff where the queen can still play, but nah, Mickey does just find the fold. Good stuff. Glad Mickey didn't make a boat on the river. Apollo continues with the 3x sizing, or gets back to it, I should say. Mad somewhat defending the big with king queen 9 4 double suited. Gut shot to the 10 for Mad. Backdoor flush draw. That's just 9 high. That's no good. Apollo's pair of 8s will get the job done on the flop. Mad Samot. What do we do? Couple of shorties in the blinds. Mad Samot will just walk it out. Stroy defends the big with queen jack 10 6 with a suit. Makes a pair of jacks. That's no good though. Poker loans with top and bottom pair and the nut flush draw to boot. Stroy drawing to a king that's not a heart. Says I'm out of here. We'll put in the 3x from the small with the queen jack 8 6 flopping a pair. Poker loans with just pocket 5s. This is an NLO 8. 3 5 deuce sucks. Deuce on the turn, that's no fun. Ace and a queen for Mad Samot, letting it go. Anjay has an ace and a queen and a king. No action for Anjay. Anjay gets kings. We'll see if they bump that up. Does get right back in there. Stroy with ace queen 9 5. The ace is suited. Puts in the 3-bet. Doesn't want to play call. The 9 5 looks pretty shitty in the hand. And the 3-bet gets through. Apollo raising up the ace 9 8 4 with the suit. What do you know, gets it through. We're gonna need some aces versus aces, sort of cooler. Poker loans is still getting after it. King jack 9 5 double suited. Has a straight draw to the 7. 3 overs to the 8. What the hell does that matter? I don't know. Stroy putting in the check raise on the flop with the old aces. It makes sense. It's a very wet board. Lots of straight draws. Lots of flush draws out there. Do. Limp from Mickey with the ace-9, 10-10. Flopping the nuts. Let's see Mickey check it. Probably not though, eh? We'll go for a bet and just take it. Anjay limping on in the queen 10-9-6. Interesting. 3 ways to a flop. Ace jack 5-2 diamonds. Sure, I thought about it there for a second with the queen of diamonds and the draw to the 10. Poker Loans comes along with the pair of jacks and the 9 high flush draw. Diamonds complete on the river. Poker Loans checks. Anjay with nothing is going to have to fire away. They do bomb it on the river. Poker Loans in the tank. 9 high flush draw is not easy to call with in this silly 4-card game. And yeah, Poker Loans does just find the fold. Dang. Nice little pot for Anjay. Up to 40 bigs and in 4th place. Would have been a nice pot for Poker Loans. Could have kept that 3-way battle for first up. But they're not done. Still 70 bigs. Plenty of wiggle room. Just one fold that would have preferred to call if he knew what Anjay had. Pair of aces for Stroy. Surely we bet. Surely the 10s fold. And we move along. Ace 3-3 deuce. 120 bigs, let's raise. The ace is suited, it's pretty tempting. King Queen 6-5 comes along to a flop. Anjay with the open-ended straight draw on the backdoor flush draw. Sees a small bet from Stroy's set. Ace on the turn. Locking up the board for Stroy. Anjay can have an easy fold. Oh no, 7 on the river. Are you serious, Stroy? You're sneaky. Sneaky. What do we do with the straight blocking the king high flush? Whew, if he can fold, that'd be damn impressive, but I think we're going to find a call. Unfortunate news there. Pretty damn bad river for Anjay. 7 of clubs, like just the worst. Anjay has a great call down hand. Dang it. 25 bigs. What's gonna happen? Anjay with a pair of 10s. Will fire on the river. Poker Loans with a pair of jacks and 6s. Okay. 2 pair. 9 queen gets there. 9-7 gets there. Poker Loans finds the call this time around. Picks off a bluff from Anjay. Getting that back from earlier. Aces for Mad Samot get no action. That's a shame. 5-5-6-6 in the small blind. Apollo says, let's go, buddy. Mickey with aces. We're going to a flop. Apollo with an open-ended straight draw, but it's a shitty end of that. And Apollo folds. Aces for Anjay. Limping it in. Pair of 9s and a flush draw for Mad Samot. Anjay. Aces are still good on the turn. Might want to go for some more value. Lots of draws out there. You're behind sets, but that's fine. You got the out to the 5 or ace if you need it. Queen is a pretty scary card. Probably going check. Anjay blocks ace jack. But it's like we're not bluffing. Still going for some more value on the river. Does get through. Do. Mad Samot, King Queen 9-4 with the suit, limping it in. Ace high board, checking it over. Anjay with a pair of 8s. Clubs complete on the turn. Pair of 4s. What do we do? Checking it over. And a 4 on the river. 3 of a kind for Mad Samot. Pair of 8s just quickly fold. But of course, walk for Stroy. So let's do some quick maths. Oh, there's still plenty of chips out there. Stroy with about 9 million. So there's 11 between Apollo and Poker Loans. Mickey makes it 13. Mad Samot makes it 15. Anjay makes it about 17 million left for Stroy to collect. So still plenty of chips out there after doing some quick maths. But Stroy does have a large portion of it. If there's 16 and he's got 9. We're looking at about 35 million chips in total for the W. Quick math, fun stuff. Ace Jack for Poker Loans. Just lets it go. Flush draw for Apollo. We'll make 2 pair on the river and that will be good. The old 7 deuce. Oh, PLO, you funny game. Aces under the gun. Goes for a big raise. Stroy coming along with King 9-5-8 double suited. Interesting. Does not flop well. Gut shot to the 10. But some aggression. And we've seen this from Stroy. Stroy's just going to put the pressure on at some point, I think. 8 on the turn. Brings in a 2-pair draw for Stroy. Mad Samot's aces probably like to see a check back on the flop. Queen Jack, Jacks and Queens are probably betting on the flop. The 8 completes 10-9 and Stroy does just bet small on the turn and get the job done. Dang, this game is so difficult. The old aces just have a difficult time. I like the way Anjay played them though. When he was going for very, very thin value, just kept firing away, didn't face any check raises, so he says aces are probably good here. King Jack 10-8 double suited for Mickey. We'll play call. Mad Samot lets go a pair of 6s and the ace double suited. Ace 10 board. Ace on the turn, no pairs for Stroy. Making a pair of 2s on the river, but that's no good. The 10 will just check it down. Mickey will take a small pot. 8-6-3 deuce double suited. Stroy says let's play some poker. Apollo ace king queen 7 with a suit. Flopping top 2. Stroy just with the backdoor. What, flush and straight draw? Backdoor 2-pair draw? Backdoor 3 of a kind draw? What a fucked up game. So the backdoor 2-pair came in for Stroy. No bets go in though. Apollo's ace queen will just take it down. 8-6-5-4 double suited for Anjay. Doesn't have the chips to play with him. Kings come along on the button for Poker Loan. 10-5-3 flop. Pretty stupid board for Stroy. Pair of 3s. Spades complete. Bet small. Can kings find a fold here? Oh my lord. Stroy is such a bully. Oh, just running over the table. Ace king 9-4 with the suit. Apollo will raise it on up. And I suppose as their stacks get a little bit shorter, he doesn't have to use the full 3x sizing. Makes sense. Turns top 2 pair. And he 5, 7, 8, 10 get the job done for Anjay. Diamonds make things a little bit weirder. So the big bet will just get Apollo to get Anjay to fold. Apollo, Apollo. Ace queen 8-6 gets through. Ace king, jack and an 8. The ace is suited, raising it up. Surely Stroy's coming along. Just another shitty flop there for everybody though. So with aces, Madsamot did some checking and folding. Stroy says, I've got nothing here. King jack 10-9. Let's go for a little bet and put some pressure on the ace high. Stroy, another pot. 10 million chips. Still a long ways to go. Did I say there was 35 million chips? How many freaking chips? I gotta do this math again. I did quick math and it looks like I did it horrifically. So we got 11 million chips, maybe 12 between Apollo and Poker Loans. Mickey makes it about 14. Mad Samot will make it 15. Anjay 16. So I think I said, or for whatever reason my brain was thinking there's about 35 million chips in play. There's actually only about 25 million. So Stroy almost halfway there. Gets aces in the small blind and will raise and take it. Wow, how exciting. Poker Loans folds suited ace in the small blind. Another pot for Stroy. I wonder just how wide we get. Facing a raise from Anjay, we can fold that bullshit. Another hand for Anjay, limping in this time. Ace King 10-10. 5-3, flopping a pair with the straight draw to the 4. We'll lead on out, and Anjay folds. Nice play there by Madsamot off the short stack. This is my board. Aces for Anjay, ripping it in. Apollo finds the fold. So no double up. Just a few chips for Anjay. Trying to limp in the ace 9, 8, 8. 4, 4, 3, 3 double suited. We'll put in the raise. That's 3 of a kind for Anjay. A 4 or 3 would be pretty dirty. Very small bet. Anjay sticks the rest of it in. We move along. So Anjay picks up a few pots. Back into 4th place finally. Do-ka-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I really like what Apollo's been doing, you know? They have position on Stroy, so that's always good news. They get to attack the blinds freely. Stroy has been opening fairly wide as long as they have position on Apollo. So that's pretty cool to see. Poker Loans isn't afraid of nothing. Comes along. Nope. Trying to predict him coming along with the 10-9, 8-8. Not today. Madsamot will fold a little bit better ace XXX hand. But Stroy's aggression. What do we do here with the old 8-9-7-7? Feels like we call. 7 on the flop. Anjay gets in the aces. Gonna need an ace or jack. A queen? Nope. Full house will get the job done. Do-ka-do-do. Stroy's domination continues. Almost at that halfway point for Stroy. Will this pot get them there? Doesn't look like it. Apollo with a very strong straight draw, blocking the flush, or blocking the nut straight. Do-ka-do with the flush draw to boot. Nothing going on for Stroy. So that won't be the pot. Madsamot, ace jack, deuce 5, double suited. We'll just find the fold. Stroy, pocket 10s and a suit. We'll see an ace 6-5 flop. That's pretty good for Mickey, making top and bottom pair. Stroy takes a stab. What do we do with bottom and top pair? Top and bottom. You don't say bottom and top, what the hell? Plays call, jack on the turn. No help for Stroy. They do just check it down, making 2 pair on the river, but that's no good. Club's complete. Stroy just says, I'm done with this one. Do-ka-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I like this. Ace, king, 8, deuce. Super jankety hand. Aces suited. Mad Samot coming along with the Jack 10-7 deuce double suited. King 8-5 flop. Top 2 pair for poker loans. Surely we go for a bet. 200k to go, and Mad Samot says no. I'll just fold. Mad Samot with Jack, King 10 with a suit. Poker loans comes along with the super low hand. We see a king high board. Mad Samot with a boat. Not gonna get any action here. Do. Mad Samot 16 blinds. Just a little bit behind Mickey. Mickey's done a great job of hanging in there too, you know, just playing the shorter stack. Apollo, let's go a pair of 10s in the big blind. Oh, what do we do with the 3 deuces? This should be just a fold, but we'll see if Apollo gets crazy. Nope. King 6-5-4 double suited. Looks pretty for Apollo, but it's in the muck for Mad Samot. Oh boy, things are just exciting once we're raising and folding. Poker loans. Now we're limping it in. Okie dokie. Don't want to bloat the pot. Pretty good draw for the old poker loans. Any 8 queen. A jack's a 3 of a kind. You had the flush draw to boot. Now what the hell's going on? Ace deuce. Poker loans drawing to the jack will get the job done. I was gonna say an 8 or a 4 for the straight, but we're just checking too quick for me to count all the cards. Destroy with aces and a suit. Unfortunately, no action. Badoo badoo boop boop badoo badoo doo. King 10, 6-7 coming to a flop from the big blind. What do we got going on there? Poker loans with the bottom end of a straight. Mickey with the pair of 10s blocking Jack 10. Says, hey, I'll just rep that boat there. Poker loans, after playing the straight sneakily, does just find the fold on the river. Uh-oh. Poker loans with another fold. This is the final table of folds. Aces for Mad Samot. Here comes the 3-bet. Stroy with queens and a suit. The 7 and the 3 look pretty bad to go along with it. Do. Mad Samot with a pretty queen jack 9-8 double suited. The clubs and diamonds interconnected just look so pretty. Ace high board. What do we do? Backdoor clubs, backdoor diamonds, backdoor straights. Mad Samot will take it. Poker loans in the big. Ace 10-10-7. Doesn't want to go to a flop against Apollo, who might just push him around. Mad Samot with kings and a suit. Wow. King Queen 6-3 in the big. Apollo folds. Do. Aces for poker loans. What do we do? Facing a raise. I was gonna say let's put in a 3-bet, but no, poker loan says let's call. Jack 3 deuce flop. Mickey with one hell of a hand going on here. Queen Jack 10-9. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw with the pair. Poker loans. Sees a raise from Stroy. Yeah, like what do we do here in Mickey's shoes? Do we let the 2 big stacks go to war? Nope. Straight draw and flush draw now. Straight draw and flush draw for Stroy. Holy. Again, just the sentences my brain tries to produce. It's just not. My mouth doesn't work like it used to, you know? Ace queen. Oh, ace king queen queen going for a raise pre-flop. Gets a call from the old queen 8-6-3 double suited. Ace high board. two pair for Madsamot. There's a bunch of spades out there. And another spade. Don't know what to say about this pot. Very weird, interesting situation. You would suppose Stroy would bet on the flop with spades unless he had the nut flush and wanted to play it sneakily, so Mad's a pot. Going for a little protection on the turn with the top two pair. Makes sense. Most likely just to take the pot down with a bet. If you face aggression, it's pretty scary as Mickey with the aces and kings. What the hell is going on here? Jack on the river. Stroy thinking about repping the boat. Thinking about repping 10-9. Hard to fold aces, but Mickey does find the fold. Oh, just another bully play by Stroy. Oh, he's done a great job of just finding the cards representing the straights on the river. Blocking boats too. Oh, nicely done. And didn't, oh my lord, we're getting this in here. What's going on? We see a straight there for poker loans. That's a huge pot going their way. Stroy had a flush draw and something else going on. Probably some two pairs or some shit. I was just gonna say though about Stroy, like they've done a great job of finding the bluffs, putting the pressure on everybody. They did lose that huge pot right there to poker loans. So we will see some sort of three-way battle for first place again. I like Stroy's, I like the chances of Stroy re-establishing first place. King 6 coming along this time for poker loans is going to see the bad news. Stroy gets a nice value bet there with the pair of jacks. So it's not that poker loans is afraid to call down. They just pick their spots and unfortunately have had a few bad timings with the fold. They still have made some good hero calls too. They were trying to do that with the King 6 there. Stroy is the right person to be calling down, I think. Like, look at this. Ace 6-5 deuce. 10-7-7 flop. We got one club. It's not even the ace of clubs, it's the deuce of clubs. Stroy does pick up a flush draw on the turn and putting aces just in a pickle. With the straight draw to the 8. Yeah, aces just have to fold. Just again, nicely done by Stroy. Just a bully. And like, it builds such a weird dynamic because like surely everybody feels the heat from Stroy. Nobody's unaware of the fact that he's being a bully right now. So eventually we're going to see a call down with like some sort of aces or three of a kind or something, and Stroy might just have the nizzles. They might just get rewarded for their aggression throughout the final table. It's pretty cool to see it just accumulate over hand after hand. Top two pair for Apollo, going for some value here. 7 high flush draw for loans. We'll just let it go. With the top pair, you don't have a good two pair draw. Jack deuce. That'd be a shitty two pair. King 10 7 9. Double suited for Stroy. We're going to a flop. King Queen 8. Mickey with the pair of sevens and backdoor flush draw 8 on the turn. That's no help for Mick. Stroy goes for a little value, but none to be had. Ace 4 3 3. Stroy right back in there, and another fold pre from everybody. Stroy almost back up to 10 million chips. Almost. Not too far away from where he was. Only ever got up to about 12 million. But still, that's like half the chips in play. 8 on the turn here. Stroy blocking the straight. Poker loans with two pair and the flush draw. This does kind of seem like one of those spots where poker loans calls down. Jack on the river. Just top pair, top kicker for Stroy. Does he turn it into a bluff? Blocking the two pairs? blocking straights. Certainly thinking about it. We'll eventually just check it over. 6-5. No, he plays 6-jack. My bad. Poker Loans checks and takes the pot. 7 million chips for them. Pretty good deal to take one off a Stroy. Ace, Queen, 10-10 on the button for Stroy. Raise it up. Get it on through. Moving along. Ace, 4-5, Jack, double suited for Mad Samad. Mickey comes along with the suited ace. What are we doing with a nut flush? We're just leading out pot. Putting ace jack in a pickle. Mad Samad does just find the fold. Interesting to see the lead for full pot there. Was not expecting to see that. I mean, short stack on short stack action is interesting stuff. Not saying Mickey did something wrong. I've got no idea if he did a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe you want to protect your equity there? I just don't see why we wouldn't go for a check raise. Maybe we just think he's going to check back the flop a bit too much. A Mad Samad off the shorter stack. I wouldn't be surprised to see a check back. He has slow played some hands. Not afraid to check the old aces. As we see an ace of spades on the turn. Pretty well locking up the board for Apollo. The set of sixes will get the job done. Do. Apollo with the aces. Poker Loans thought about it with King, Queen, 9-7. Does like to go to a flop. Aces in the big blind just call. Jack 10, 7 flop. Stroy with the flush draw, blocking the straight draw, or the straight, my bad. We'll check it over though. 6 on the turn. Big bet. And Apollo folds the aces. Holy shit. What a game by Stroy. Continuing to get aces to fold. Queen Jack 9-5, double suited, raise it on up, getting it through. It's the story, the reoccurring story for Stroy. Almost back at 9 million chips. Apollo at 8. That's pretty good. Like again, like Apollo's done a great job of hanging in there with the big stack. Not letting it dwindle, pick off the pots when they get the opportunities to. Has put a lot of pressure on the shorties. Stroy has too, but in a different way. Mostly playing post flop. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. And then Apollo in the big blind says, let's go to a lot of flops. Stroy on the button, in position, with a pair, with bottom pair. Gets Apollo out of there. 7-6-5-4 with the suit for Stroy. Poker comes along. Not quite as straight for Stroy. Poker Loans with the flush draw. The pair of threes drawing to a 4 comes along. Whoa, Stroy's got one hell of a hand here. But everything misses. Any ace, 4, 5, 6, 8. Nope, not an 8. Or the clubs as well, but we get a queen on the river. You know what? I didn't even fucking see Stroy had a pair of 7s. Oh my god, the pair of 7s are good. I thought Poker Lessons was bombing away at some point. Thought that was gonna be Poker Loans. Did I say lessons? Poker Lessons? What the fuck is wrong with me? What's going on? Ah, my brain's giving up. That's not good. This silly PLO game, it's fried my brain. Or it's all the 8 game that I was watching earlier. I need to go back to 2 card games. What am I doing here watching 4 cards? Because we just see a freaking get it all in here with the open-ended straight draw. King's hold on up for Mickey. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, it makes sense, right, though? Open-ended straight draw, you could make that 2 pairs. The board pairs on the turn, so that's no good for Stroy. But we move along. Stroy's got a straight and a set for Poker Loans, making the fold. Nicely done. Poker Loans knows when to call it down. Do. We've seen, yeah, like there's only 2 folds that he would have won the pot. And again, like in both those spots, it makes sense to make the folds. And then other than that, Poker Loans is willing to call down at other times. I only remember one time with the King 6 losing to a pair of jacks. He called down incorrectly. Kings for Apollo with a jack, double suited. Queens for Mad Samot. 10 bigs is thinking this over. We'll just find the fold there. Do. Queen Jack 6-4 double suited, raising it on up. Picking up a straight draw to a 9 or an ace or a club. Poker Loans will just take it with a bet. Whoa, look at this here. Poker Loan says, get on out of here, Stroy. I've had just about enough of you. Now we're going to try to limp in, says Poker Loans. Queen Jack 7 deuce. 6-5-4-3. Very strong straight draw for Apollo. Flush draw for Poker Loans. Any ace 3-4-5-6 will get the job done for Apollo. Cannot be a club. So I said any. That word does not apply. The 9 of clubs on the river. How does that straight draw miss? Why would you give him such an absurd flop just to let him miss? Queen high flush will take it on the river with a bet. Mickey with double suited kings in the big blind. Wouldn't be surprised to see a raise. We've seen a lot of calling out of the big blind though. Jack 8-6-6 from Stroy, and the cutoff hits the muck. And we move along. Poker Loans. King 10-9-6 double suit. Mad Smot eventually gonna have to take a stand. They will be taking some calculations each time they're in the big blind. Wondering if this is the spot where they need to call it off. Lucky for them, they get to see a free turn. Picking up 2 pair with the Queen of Diamonds. It's an interesting spot. They do go for value. Pair of 6s comes along, making 2 pair on the river. Surely we... Oh no, what the hell? I didn't even realize Poker Loans has the second nut flush. I guess 5-7, 5 deuce make a better flush. So he's got the 4th nut flush. Yikes. Mad Samot with 2 pair with the 5th nut blocker. Nice fold there from Mad Samot. Tricky play with the check back on the flop from Poker Loans. Didn't he? Or did he bet on the flop? Shit. My brain's giving up. Whoo, ace high board. Pair of aces for Stroy. They're taking it down with a bet. Queen 6-4 on the button. Raising it up. Pair of aces for Poker Loans. Out of position is going to be difficult to play. Stroy with no heart might not bomb away here. King of Hearts on the turn. Top 2 for Poker Loans. 5 on the river. 7-9 makes a straight. 7-4 makes the straight. Poker Loans will just go for some value with top 2. Stroy right back in there with 8-8-5-4 double suited. And gets it through. How exciting. Mad Samot. Again in a position where we might need to see a flop. Really would have hoped for something better here. Only 100k left. 600k out there. Oh no, he doesn't even have a straight draw. Jack 8 high. What do we do? Oh no, he's just going to be drawing to a jack or some straight outs. Mad Samot does find the fold. Oof, couldn't see a worse flop there. Oh, and then we got half a big blind out there already. Do we stick in King Deuce 8? Oh no, and we're getting this in. Ace Queen 9 flop. Gonna need some hearts for Mad Samot. You can't blame him. Oh, the hearts are dead to the... Apollo's got top 2. Gonna need runner 3 of a kind. A queen will dead Samot. Well, good game by Dead Samot. Mad Samot did a dang good job of hanging in there with the short stack. Got a few ladders. Unfortunately blinded down. Had to pick a few defensive spots. That didn't work out for him. Do 5th place, and we're down to 4 in the 10k main event. Holy shiza maniza. So I'm just gonna take a peek at the old pay jumps there. About 30 some k, 35k. If somebody gets another ladder, or when we see the ladder. I'm just thinking, comparatively speaking, 3.5 buy-ins isn't a whole lot. $35,000 is a lot of money, but the buy-in total is not a lot. I think between the 3 big stacks, we want to fight for first place. Even if Stroy has been a bully this whole final table, there's still plenty of opportunity for Apollo and Poker Loans to get back in there. As Apollo takes down a nice pot with the straight on a scary board. Poker Loans, 70 bigs. I gotta say, I do not want to see a bunch of limp pots here. That would be ridiculous. Pair of jacks comes along on the ace deuce deuce flop. Poker Loans checking it down. Hard to rep something in Poker Loans shoes. So they will just give up with the king high. Ace queen jack 10 double suited for Stroy. That's a pretty hand. Mickey with an ace jack deuce 5 double suited. Sees the small 3-bet and folds. I mean, small 3-bet. Looks like a 3-bet. Do. Kings for Apollo. Don't get crazy. Finds the fold nice. Mickey will stick it in with the ace king 5-10. They're gonna need a spade or a 2-pair. Nope, does not come in there. Aces hold up. So we are down to 3 now. And again, this is anybody's game. We got like this is actually like a 3-way tie. That's so cool. We're between 90 and 87 bigs. You do not get to see this every day. 3 of a kind for Apollo. Nothing doing for Poker Loans. So a few backdoor straight draws. Boo. King 8-8-5. For less, or not, do I keep calling them poker lessons? Put my glasses back on. Oh, I see it now. Poker Loans. Nice. Stroy with a pair of 10s and the flush draw. Ace on the turn. Both players with a boat. Poker Loans could always rep the good boats. King on the river won't change nothing. Right? Isn't this a silly game where King 8 would make 2-pair? The 3 of a kind full house for Stroy will get the job done with the pair of 10s. What a funny game. Poker Loans. What are we doing? We got an open-ended straight draw. No, he's got the straight. Sorry, my bad. He's got a gut shot to the straight flush. Stroy blocking the flush. Or sorry, oh my lord. Blocking the straight with the 6-6. Putting in the raise on the flop. 3-bet comes on in. With the straight with the flush draw. No surprise there. King Jack 4 flop. 2 clubs. Pair of 5s will go for a check. 4 on the turn. 9s are holding up. King on the river. That was a fast check, let me tell you. Can't get much quicker than that. 3 of a kind for Stroy. Pair of 8s for Apollo. He's got a shitty flush draw to go with it. Queen on the turn, bringing in the flush. Stroy gonna need a 4, a 3, a 9, a 7. A deuce won't do. Hard to fold 3 of a kind there. Oh no, and just like that, Apollo at 89 bigs. Poker Loans at 89. Now 90. Stroy at 86. Raising up the King Queen 9-3. Aces for Apollo, double suited. Hard not to put in the 3-bet. King, queen, 9-3 will fold. No, Stroy gets a walk with the old aces. That's a shame. I do get ace, king, queen, 3 with a suit, limping it in. Poker loans, bumping up 9-8, 7-6, flopping top pair. A gut shot to the 5. Do. Pretty good flop for the old 9-8, 7-6. Do. King of clubs on the turn. Wow, this is interesting, eh? Poker loans with the 2-pair draw, with the club draw, with the straight draw. Top pair. Oh, top and bottom pair. Didn't see Stroy's pair 3s. My bad. Facing a full pot size bet on the turn. Club on the river. That'll give poker loans the pot. Stroy with the ace of club blocker will lead out huge. Oh no. Does poker loans fold the flush again? Oh, this is so scary. Poker loans makes the call down this time. 145 bigs. Oh no, Stroy blocking the nuts. Gets aces versus kings the next hand. Okay. Should get a little recovery here. Apollo thinking, do I want to get this in pre? What do I do if I face a 4-bet? We'll see what Apollo does. There's the 4-bet. We will get it all in. Gonna need a king or runner of hearts. 4, a 7. Few 2-pair outs for Apollo, but Stroy's right back in it. So poker loans establishes first place. It was interesting, the 3-way tie. It was kind of just a matter of who's going to get it. Who's going to get the first cooler. New. Top 2 for Stroy. Out of position is scary as the flush completes on a paired board. What the hell do we do here? Going to see a slowdown from poker loans, so now we're okay. Do. No straight comes in. Probably would have heard from a flush. Ace 10 feels comfy. Check down on the river. Stroy at about 6 million chips. Poker loans with top pair will come along. Doesn't have the best kicker. What are we looking for? Stroy's looking for a 4, a 9, and ace. We'll just get it through on the turn. Apollo says, no more limp in there, big stack. You're gonna have to pay here, buddy. Apollo says, I'll limp on into this to your short stack though. 8, 7, 6, 5. 3 to a straight. We'll take a big ol' stab on the flop. 5 comes in, bringing in the straight draw. What the hell do we do here with the king, queen, jack? We don't want this 6. It's a dud. The jack of spades is an interesting card. If we just don't want to believe that he's got a flush, then we'll just call with a pair of queens with the straight draw. 2-pair draw. 10 on the river. Stroy, are we turning this into a bluff? I don't fully know. He did have the best of it. Maybe it's just a value bet. Stroy is not afraid to go for the thin value bets, so I wouldn't be surprised. King's call from the big. King, queen, jack 10. Very strong hand pre. Sees a jack 3 deuce flop. Checks it back. That's no good. The king high can now easily... Oh, the pair jack. Sorry, my bad. He's not going to fold then. Plays call. 3 on the river. Kings make a boat. Is Apollo... What do we do here? What do we do with king jack? Flushes miss? Apollo, he's going for some value. Poker loans makes the call with the second nut boat. Ace 10 4 flop, 2 spades, that doesn't matter. A pair of 10s for Apollo. 5 on the turn. Kings are still looking pretty. A queen would be a rude card. Just a bet on the turn there from Stroy, and they will take it down. Poker loan staying nice and aggressive with the big stack. Queen jack 8-3 with a suit will raise it up. 10-9 8-7 in the big blind. Sees a nice flop. 2-pair and the straight draw to boot. Any 6, 7, 10 or jack will do. A 9 or an 8 is a boat. A king isn't the best card. A spade isn't the best card, but you still got a straight. 2 pair for poker loans. Probably not going for value. We'll see if it is a value bet. Who knows? Why does it feel like it's not a value bet? Maybe just because I could see Stroy had the straight. That's probably why it didn't feel like a value bet. That makes a lot of sense. Stroy blocking the straight. Could see a check raise here, but he will just move along instead. Ace King 9-6 says, yeah, let's go. So Stroy's done a great job of establishing second place. Almost back up to 10 million chips. Apollo with a very strong straight draw. A 3, a 5, a 7, and 8. All give him the W. Puts in the check raise on the flop. There's top 2 pair. Queen on the turn. Bringing in the flush draw 2 for Apollo. He's going to stick the rest in. A 10 won't do. Oh no, Apollo's out of here. Dang. So just like that, we're heads up, super deep, but we're going to probably chop this up somehow with a deal. What the hell's going on here? The pair of deuces just getting aggressive and says, I will take this pot. So we got 8k left to play for. Pretty well, 220k for both players. Pretty good showing. About 22 buy-ins. Again, that don't sound like much, but it is. Just thinking, I think I once won something like 2,500 buy-ins. That's kind of cool to think about. But it's just like it puts things into perspective, because that 2,500 buy-ins is in a fucking $11 tournament. What the hell does that matter? This 10k, you win 20 buy-ins, and you're just like fucking in first place. You're jumping through the roof. These big ass tournaments, they don't get too many runners. But still, it makes for some exciting ass action. A pair of 4s is no good. Pair of 4s blocking the 4-5 straight. Poker loans with boat on the river. Alrighty, we move along. So poker loans does get back into first place by a healthy chunk after that big pot. Queen 4 deuce 7. What are we doing? I don't understand. Heads up PLO, let me tell you. Whoa, this is exciting. King 10 9 4 will go to a flop. Jack 4 Jack 5 deuce. 2 spades. Jack on the turn. No pairs, no draws for anybody. Poker loans aggression will take down the 200k pot. Boop-a-doo-doo. Ace King 10-3 puts in 3-bet pre, flopping top 2. Not much doing for poker loans. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And it's so weird, they're playing for 8k, which isn't even a buy-in. Like $8,000, a lot of money in the real world. But okay, well, like $8,000 isn't a lot of money, but you know, it buys you. It's so weird, because in some people's perspectives, it's like, oh no, that's just like for in case my water cooler or heater. What is it even called? The water heating system. I remember that once broke down in my I think my dad's place. Cost quite a few $1,000s to repair. Or maybe that was a couple hundred. Anyways, if something goes wrong in your house, $8,000 isn't a lot of money. If we're playing a fucking game of cards, $8,000. Except in a 10k buy-in, $8,000 is a lot of money. unless we're in the 10k buy-in. What the hell's going on? Limp pots, heads up, super deep. This is bullshit. King for flop. Ace queen 10. Did he have a 4? Things don't make sense as Stroy gets aces. 10 queen, 4 5 coming to a flop, making a pair of 10s with the 2-pair draw. Ace on the turn will lock things up, except for a diamond. Didn't see the diamond. Troy, or not Troy. Poker loans will just fold with the 10 high diamond draw. Troy? Holy moly, I don't know what happened, but Poker Loans' name is very difficult to say. Even though it's very straightforward. With a very low hand there, we'll take it with a bluff. I don't know what Stroy had. King Jack for Poker Loans. Stroy folding is bullshit. Stroy with some more bullshit. Poker Loans with some weird bullshit, making 2-pair. He's getting it through. 10s now for Poker Loans. Stroy with a pair of 4s. Backdoor flush draw. Lets it go on the flop. Exciting. Jack 5 4 6 double suited. Flopping top pair with the open-ended straight draw with the flush draw to boot. A lot going on there. Don't do it, Poker Loans. Good, just escapes danger. 8 8 7 7. We'll just take it pre. Jack 10 9 9. We'll take it pre. Oh, Queen Jack 10 4. We're going to a flop. Poker Loan says I got a straight draw. Any Queen Jack 10 or an 8 or an ace. Holy moly! Now a flush draw to boot. How many pairs do we got for Stroy? Just 2. 9s and 6s. Surely. Oh, I thought we were going to a river, but nope. Not out of position, I guess. King Queen 5 7. What do we do? We're blocking the flush. Got a straight draw to a 6. Doesn't matter. Pair of 8s and 4s. Gets called by the 9 7 7 5 with a straight draw to a 6. Backdoor flush draw comes on in. Nice aggressive play there by Stroy, blocking the straight. Ooh, we got a pot Bruja-ing. Queen 7 deuce flop. No straight draws, no flush draws except for the back doors. Oh, just no. Poker Loan says no straight draw. What a stupid flop there. We could have saw some real danger. Or some real action, depending on which way you want to look at it. Pair of 5s is good, but they gotta fold in this silly PLO game. Jacks and 3s for Poker Loan. Flush draw for Stroy. Ace on the turn. 420k to go. That seems like it's too much. Stroy does come along. Deuce on the river, giving him the lead. Holy shit. The 3 of a kind draw gets there on the river. Stroy back up to 10 million chips. Stroy with a flush draw in position, blocking the straight, comes along. His pair's a 6. Oh, he's got a pair of jacks now. That's good though. 5 8 is no good. With this, oh no, sorry, 5 deuce, the 2 pair. Wait, his 2 pair is good. What the fuck am I talking about? Poker Loans gets the W. Well, wee wah. Took my brain a while to figure out what's going on there. But it eventually clued in that Poker Loans has the 2 pair. I think I was only excited because how wrong I was. Queen Jack 6 5 on the button, making a pair of 5s. Pair of kings comes along. A queen will change things up. Poker Loans with the nut flush draw. With top pair, top kicker, 4 diamonds on the river. Still 2 pair for Stroy. It's gonna be a nice pot going Poker Lessons way. I said lessons again. I don't get it. Poker Loans is showing us lessons and whatnot, but what do we do here? 2 pair with the diamond blocker. Stroy does find the fold. Spade draw comes in for poker loans on the turn. Stroy with a pair of twos. Won't give any action. 20 million chips, only about 6 million more to go for poker loans. Aces for Stroy, so top two. Top two for poker loans. Stroy's going for some value. 8 of diamonds on the river. Pretty scary card for both players. Stroy doesn't turn his aces into a bluff. We'll just lose the pot. Poker loans, only 5 more million to go. King Jack 5-4, we're going to a flop. Ace high board. Stroy with top pair and a good kicker. Do 7 on the turn. No help for poker loans. The 9, it won't do it either. Stroy with the 2 pair, gonna get 1.4 million. Trying to get another 1.4 million, but it gets through. No action for Stroy's kings there. That's a shame. Poker loans, blocking the nuts with a straight draw. Pair of 4s. Pair of 4s come along on the 3 flush board with the straight draw to the 7. And Jack. Poker loans blocking the nuts. Does he just get this through on the river? Board pairs. Stroy with 3 of a kind. No, he's got the straight still. My bad. We'll go check. About 20 big blinds going Stroy's way. King high board. Only 1-9 for Stroy left in the deck. We won't go chasing it. Ace 6-3-3 in the big flopping middle pair. Check on the flop. Stroy's queens are holding up with a club draw to boot. Ace Jack 10-5 in the big blind. What do we do? Go to a flop. King Queen 5, eh? Both players with a pair of 5s. Poker loans comes along with his weak 5-9. Another thin value bet on the river there? Holy shit, for 2 bigs? Wouldn't imagine it's a bluff, even though it kind of seems a bluff. Like, your hand doesn't look like it's good enough for a value bet, but maybe heads up, Stroy just knows what the hell's going on. He did squeak out a little value on the turn there. Quite impressive. Poker loans blocking the boat is firing away here. Queens coming along. 8-9 gets there on the river. Fires pot again. What do you do with queens? Queens fold. Holy shit. Nice play by poker loans. Certainly teaching us lessons. That's a straight. Oh, and the nut flush too. Okay, well here's our pot. Top and bottom pair for Stroy with the second nut flush draw. Poker loans with the nut straight with the nut flush draw to boot. So he's gonna need a king or 9. No king or 9, a 7. That's the game. Poker loans finally gets the W for the final $8,000. Where did you start this thing off, poker loans? Stroy, I think, was a big stack. Yeah, Stroy comes in with 101 or 104 bigs. Our other big stack, poker loans. So I suppose it wasn't surprising to see that 3-way battle. They kind of just kept that dynamic in place. Great job by Apollo to hang in there. Just unfortunate run of cards. And I mean, it was a great job by the other players, all starting pretty deep except for Linus. Anyways, that's a 10K main event. PLO. There should be a few more main events coming up. Almost done BCP Poker Replay Scoop 2022. Nice.